Okay, dear students, welcome to the third lecture in this semester. Last time, in the previous videos, um, I dealt with um, grammar, and I think I don't want to say that I covered everything, but I feel, I'm convinced, I'm satisfied that I touched upon almost every point in that chapter. Now, today, God willing, we are going, or I'm going to talk or about syntax, which is, as you can see here in the front of you. And the title given, or the chapter that deals with syntax, is chapter 8. Chapter 8 of the book. Right. Now, in this chapter, we are going to deal with um, new things. And when I say new things, so far they are no longer new because this is not the first time I talk about. No, you see, I think I gave two lectures on this chapter that deals with what? With syntax. Now, the writer starts what? The chapter with uh, this these two sentences, and I am this is the time flies like an arrow, and fruit flies like a banana. I write it here. Now, these two sentences, time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. Fruit flies like a banana. Now, these two sentences look like, or look to be different, to be similar, sorry. They look to be similar. Why are they similar? They are similar because here we have the word flies, here we have the word flies. Here we have the word like, here we have the word what? Like. So we think, now when you look at these two sentences for the first time, you look at them, you are misled. You are misled, or you are disillusioned or deluded that these two sentences are similar. Their structures seem to be, but if you go deeper, if you try to think carefully of these two sentences, you find that these two sentences are in fact different. Right. Now, time flies like an arrow. Now, time here is the subject. Now, this is noun, subject. Flies is the verb. Like an arrow, this is PP, prepositional phrase. This is a preposition here. This is NP. يعني preposition here P plus MP. So we have subject or noun plus verb plus preposition IPP. Now, when we move to the second sentence here, fruit flies, all this is an MP. And like here is not a preposition like here, but it is a verb. And this is a noun which acts or works as an object. So now these two sentences, when you analyze them, you will find that they look like to be similar, but in fact they are not similar, they are different. You might be misled, or somebody might be misled by the word flies, and the word flies here, and the word like, and the word like here. But these two, like and like here is a preposition because it is followed by an MP or noun, and here it is a verb, a main verb. Now let me take another example for more clarification. So when I think I gave it to you last time, that is John is easy to John is easy to please, and John is eager to please. Now look here, we are now dealing with, earlier we didn't talk about, such things. We were, we were talking about categories, parts of a speech or categories of words. But like this, such a things, no, we didn't. This is the first time we deal with it. You see here, look at this. John is easy to please. John is eager to please. See here, the similarity, there is more similarity between the structure of the first this sentence and this sentence. There is a lot of similarity. They are almost the same. John is. Easy have an adjective here, eager is an adjective. To please, and this is to please. The same. Complement. Now these two sentences, they have exactly, or they have the same. They are identical. بالطابقة يعني, they are identical in structure, but they are in point of fact, or as a matter of fact, they are different. And yes, they are totally different. The meaning of the first one is different from the second one. Like this. The sentence is different from this sentence. This is also here, it is different. So here we, now John is easy. Let me first of all give the meaning of the first one, the meaning of the second one, and then we move to something else. John is easy to please. John is eager to please. Both John here and John here are subject. But John here is the subject. The subject of this verb. But it is not the doer of the action. هسه احنا in the following chapter in semantics we are going to deal what we call semantic roles. عندي syntactic functions and the semantic roles. الأدوار الدلالية. There is a difference. John here is the subject. it is easy for us to please John. Now John is going to be pleased. It is very easy to us to please John. So we are going to please John. So John here is not the one who does the pleasure. No. Or pleasing someone. No. Here it is John who is going to be pleased by us or by somebody else. The most important thing is that John here is not like John here. John here, he is the subject of the verb is, and also he is also the doer of the action. Now John here is he is eager to please someone, but here someone is going to please what? John. So see the difference between the meaning of the first sentence and the meaning of the second sentence. Now these two sentences are similar, are identical, not only similar, they are identical where in structure, but identicality of the structure does not mean that they are of the same meaning. So now the point, what is this, what has this got to do with syntax? Now see here, we are dealing with the arrangement of what? Of words in a phrase or in a sentence. In a phrase or in a sentence. So now, the point also, there is here also a very interesting point is, now when we give these such sentences, like this and this, when we give it to the computer to process it, or these started like this, we are going to face a problem here. We are going to face a problem here. You see, the computer cannot solve or cannot explain to you, or the computer take these two sentences as of the same meaning because they are identical what? In structure. So this is the point. This is the problem here. Anyhow, this is just an introduction. So here we are going to deal, in this chapter we are going to deal with syntax, and syntax means is taken from a Greek origin, which means arrangement or put together. Now the way we arrange words in a sentence or putting them together, is it left to you to decide to arrange, to put them in the way you think it is right? So if you think like that or like this, now everyone will think that the way he is arranging what a sentence is correct. This is not true. There must be a system that determines the arrangement of words within a sentence. There must be a system. Now this reminds us of the notion, or what we call phonology, phonetica. Now sounds, phonology is the science that it is also called sound patterns. يعني أنماط الأصوات. يعني شنو أنماط الأصوات؟ يعني it means how sounds are arranged within a sentence. Are they arranged? Are they put together in a haphazard way? Of course not. كيف ما اتفق عليه? No. It is, of course, there is a system that determines the arrangement of sounds within a word, and there is also at the same time we call it phonology, the science that determines phonology. Phone is voice, sound, sorry, sound, phone, sound, telephone, okay, microphone. So now, in the same way that phonology determines sound patterns within a word, syntax determines the arrangement of what? Of words within what? Within a sentence or within what? A phrase. This is an introduction, or this is the yes, this introduction I think is enough or sufficient to deal now with the first section in this chapter. The section is called what? Is called syntactic rules. Syntactic rules, right? Syntactic rules, right? Now, if you want to understand the idea of syntactic rules, يعني القواعد النحوية. Okay, قواعد النحوية. If you want to understand the idea of syntactic rules, then, as I told you, remember these two words. What are they? Figures and numbers. Figures and numbers. Figures معناتها أرقام. Numbers معناتها أعداد. And the difference between figures and numbers, فرق between figures and numbers, is that figures are limited. Figures are limited. They are from 0 to 9. From 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figures. Now, from these 10 figures, we are going to have, we can make as an unlimited number, unlimited numbers. أعداد ليس لها حدود. Right? Now, in the same way, by the way, يعني كلمة numbers, I want to stop for a moment concerning the word number, al-adad, to prove or to verify the fact that when we deal with numbers, we deal with unlimited numbers. يعني numbers more than 10. هسه هذا 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 individually هذا figures. But when I go to 11, for example, and then I go on 11, 12,000, 50,000, other numbers. But from 0 to 9, from 0 to 9, يعني 10, sorry, إذا أقول 10, first of all I start هذا 1 و 0 صار 10. هذا 10. I put here صارت 100. I put here صارت 1,000. I put here 10,000. I put here 100,000, etc., etc. So now, yeah, I mean, the fact that number is not limited, whereas figures, numbers are not limited, but whereas figures are limited, huh? In the Holy Quran, for example, وَإِن تَعِدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. وَإِن تَعِدُّوا مش قد ما تعدوا، شوف لا تحصوها، تعدوا، شوف ما قال يعني هنا شوف العدد، تعدوا نعمة الله، عدوها. You cannot reach them, the number of the what the riches of Allah. وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها. Another example in the Holy Quran, just that also supports supports, yes, the idea of numbers means unlimited, is في سورة الهمزة ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده. شوف لاحظ يعني ايش قد عدد هذا المال طبعا، يعني مثلا عدده، يعني هل هي مثلا just مثلا 1 or 2 or 3 individual؟ لا، 100,000, 10,000, a billion, millions, what's like this. Right. Now, after having understood this or armed with this, قد تسلحنا بهذا الفرق، إنه تسلحنا بأنه we have distinguished between figures and numbers. This is a step, or this will help to understand the notion or the idea of syntactic rules. Put in your mind that syntactic rules are equal to figures, or they represent figures, and that what results from these syntactic rules under here, phrases, sentences, phrases and sentences, phrases and sentences are what? High numbers. So then, what does that mean? It means that we have a limited number of syntactic rules, they here figures, like this. And from these syntactic rules, we can make a great number or an infinite number of phrases and what? Sentences. Now, these sentences and the phrases which are produced from these syntactic rules, when they are written, when they are made, now those who write them, yani linguists or grammarians, they have to be very careful about them when they write them. Why should they be careful? They should be careful, or they must be careful, because now these syntactic rules, they give us, what do they give us? They give us what? An unlimited number of phrases, or an infinite number of phrases and sentences, and these phrases or sentences that result from these syntactic rules are not ill-formed. No, they are well-formed. They are well-formed what phrases and well-formed sentences. So now what results from these syntactic rules, limited number of syntactic rules, these limited number of syntactic rules give us, what does it give us? It gives us an unlimited number of sentences. But what sort of sentences? Ill-formed sentences or well-formed sentences? No, it gives us well-formed sentences. يعني well-formed sentences, it takes us to the idea of arrangement. يعني مو it gives us opposite of what? Ill-formed. So it gives us what? Well-formed sentence. Only well-formed sentences. It does not give us or they do not give us ill-formed what sentences. So what's the benefit of learning syntactic rules, unless they give us what well-formed sentences? هذه مو syntactic. These are not syntactic rules. Syntactic rules, they give us what? They give us what? Well-formed sentences, well-formed phrases. Right. Now, here there is a point, a very interesting point. Here he says, just let me read to you these 3 lines from the section with the heading syntactic rules. He says, when we set out نشرع يعني نبدأ to provide an analysis of the syntax of a language. Syntax يعني how things words are arranged in a sentence, how are they put together. They give us what? Well-formed sentences and well-formed phrases. We try to adhere to, we continue, we follow to the all and only criterion, to the all and only criterion. So شو الكرايتيريون؟ يقول this means that our analysis must account, our analysis must account for all the grammatically correct what? Phrases and sentences, and only those grammatically correct phrases and sentences in whatever language we are analyzing. When we say whatever language, by the way, على فكرة كلمة what and whatever، شو الفرق هذا؟ what هذه what وهذا ever، but there is no. هذه is more specific، whatever is larger، يعني more comprehensive، شاملة في whatever language، في أي لغة. بينما هنا بنقول لك what did you say؟ تقول لي I said this، but I say whatever you say، يعني whatever you say معناتها هذا this is open. Whatever you say, anything that you say it. شوف لاحظ ال ever هذه when you add it to what، هذا طبعا interrogative pronoun، وهو مو بس interrogative pronoun، ممكن يكون حتى relative pronoun. relative pronoun ممكن yes. Yeah, whatever language you speak. Yeah, whatever language you speak, for example, or whatever languages you speak, sorry. Right. So now, my point is what? My point is the syntactic rules that are responsible for producing what? Phrases and sentences. The phrases and sentences that are produced are well-formed sentences, not ill-formed sentences. They are well-formed sentences, well-formed phrases. But now here, I mean, let me, and he says here, correct and the phrase sentence in whatever language, مهما كانت تلك اللغة we are analyzing. Okay? So now, now the syntactic rules, now when we write, for example, a syntactic rules concerning, for example, noun phrase, verb phrase, prepositional phrase, adverb phrase, adjectival phrase, these rules that we write it and we think it is applicable only to Arabic, they are not only applicable to Arabic. No, they can be applicable to whatever language it is. So this is a very interesting point. This is a very interesting point. This is a very important point. Now, syntactic rules, they are, when they are written, it doesn't mean that they are only fit or appropriate to English or Arabic. No, they are appropriate and to whatever language it is. Now, one might ask, I mean, how can you determine, how can you guarantee that now these syntactic rules can fit or can be applicable or can be used? They give you grammatical sentences, well-formed sentences, well-formed. How can you guarantee this? Now, the answer to this question is that because syntactic rules, they are not dealing with the surface structure. These syntactic rules deals with the deep structure, with the underlying structure here. Underlying the basic structure, البasic structure. يعني الآن هسه الآن when I am speaking now this lecture I am speaking in English. Now later on, for example, I want to translate it into Arabic. The same ideas, the same meanings, or the same meanings, the same ideas, the same idea, the same thoughts, which I said it in English, they are said also in Arabic or in Kurdish, in Persian, in French, in Italian, but with the difference is that we are using different words. Now let's take a syntactic rule. Let's take a syntactic rule. The syntactic rule, you see, last time we sorry. The syntactic rule is the syntactic rule he says we might informally put a rule, say informally that in English we put a preposition near before a noun, London, to form a prepositional phrase. يعني informally, هذا مو formally. هذا he says, for example, we might say informally that in English we put a preposition near preposition near before a noun, London, to form a prepositional phrase, near London, right? We informally say that if we want to make a prepositional phrase in English, we put a preposition followed by a noun. مثلا, for example, preposition near, he gives us what? Near London. Right. What does he say here? Let me just continue, then I explain it. This will describe a large number of phrases, and but does it describe all and only the preposition phrases in English? Note that if we use this as a rule of the grammar to create structures involving preposition and a noun, we will end up producing phrases like this: near tree. Now this is okay, but if I come near tree, now is this is correct, but is this correct? This is not correct. We do not say near London. What else? Sorry. Now that if we, sorry for this, if we use this as a rule of the grammar to create structure involving a preposition and a noun, we will end up producing phrases like near a tree, near dog. Not near, yeah, this is okay near London, but near a tree, or near dog, this is also a preposition. Here we have near, here also we have near London, but this is not correct. Okay, so now can we think of this rule? يعني preposition زائد plus a noun, يعني prepositional phrase consists of a preposition plus noun. Is this reliable? Does this always give us what? Correct sentences, well-formed sentences? This is no, this is not. So we cannot depend on this informal rule. This is not formal. Informally saying it is wrong to say that preposition phrase consists of in English consists of preposition and this is not applicable to English itself. يعني it is, in what sense? You are going to face in English, not in other languages. In English, you are going to face what, or encounter what phrases which are wrong. So what about other languages? Definitely, you are going to face the same thing. يعني الآن من أقول هسه مثلا من أقول قرب بغداد أوكي. قرب مثلا قرب كلب. هسه ممكن in Arabic يعني ممكن in Arabic يعني الآن هسه it works مثلا ممكن it works قرب كلب أو ربما or maybe it doesn't قرب كلب قرب شجرة. هسه in English this doesn't work. In Arabic near door قرب كلب بجانب كلب مثلا maybe قرب كلب يعني maybe it is not very, it's not correct. يعني الآن نقول مثلا كنت واقفا قرب كلب. So هذا maybe يعني if you, how do you sense it? I mean, how do you sense it? Okay, how do you sense it? It is not always reliable. قرب غرفة مثلا قرب غرفة قرب سبورة سبورة or you say قرب السبورة. لاحظ. So now the syntactic rule, in order to guarantee, in order to be ensured that it works not only in your language. This is you see, this is not reliable in English itself. So how can it be reliable? How can you guarantee that it is going to give you correct or well-formed phrases in other languages? When it is in English, you are going to have such phrases which are not correct. Okay, so now the syntactic rule, when it is made, when it is written, the writer of that syntactic rule in Arabic or in English, they have to be very careful when they write it. Why? Because that syntactic rule is going to give you an unlimited number of well-formed phrases, and not necessarily in the same language. يعني in English, only in English, or in Arabic. لا, it is in English, in Arabic, in French, in Italian, like this. Why? Because as I told you just now, that syntactic rules, they are touching or dealing with the underlying structure here in the deep structure. And this, I remember this fact, which says that languages are almost, they are the same in the deep structure. يعني languages until الآن مثلا هسه هاي. Now what I am saying, somebody else speaking Italian or speaking a different language, if we want to translate it into that language, he is going to transfer or pass these thoughts here or ideas which I am saying. He is going to pass them, he is going to translate them, the same thoughts, the same ideas, but he's using what? A different language. So then where is the difference now? In the deep structure, in the meaning, in the thoughts, in the ideas, or in the how these ideas or thoughts are put in sentences. And each language arranges what I mean, in the deep structure, all languages are the same. يعني the arrangement of the elements in the deep structure, they are the same. Later on we will see. But where is the difference now? The difference in the surface structure. Okay, right. Now then, in order the syntactic rules, or the syntactic rule concerning the prepositional phrase, it has to be rectified, it has to be modified, or amended, تعدل to إنه prepositional phrase should have what? Preposition plus not a noun phrase, but a noun, but noun phrase. Now here when I say near the tree, near the dog, now this here, this is because of this. Now this is, we can say that this is a syntactic rule, and a reliable syntactic rule. We can rely on this syntactic rule, which says that a prepositional phrase consists of prepositional phrase. So later on we will see what is the meaning of this. Preposition plus what? Plus an MP, not noun. Why? You see, because an MP includes, as we will see, an MP, هذا الMP includes what? هذا MP includes proper nouns, pronouns, and what? And what? Article plus noun. So when I say that a prepositional phrase consists of a preposition plus noun, it might work here, but it doesn't work here. So a good syntactic rule concerning a prepositional phrase is what? Is that a prepositional phrase consists of a preposition plus what? Plus a noun phrase. Right. Now what else? Let's see how this rule works in 3 languages: in English, in Arabic, and in Kurdish. I have prepared something from Kurdish. I'll show you. Let's take هنقول هذا الإنجليش, Arabic, and here we have Kurdish. So now when I say for sale, هذه طبعا for sale هذا preposition prepositional phrase for sale. طبعا هذا noun for sale noun ها noun. In Arabic what do I say? للبيع. Okay. In Kurdish, what is it going to be? In Kurdish, it's going to be bo froshtin. Bo froshtin. Z. Let me change this. Let me change this. Why do I change it? I want to make it more clear. هسه in English, يعني maybe this is not. I mean, I understand it, but it might be misleading. يعني. In English, let's take for example to John, to Ali, to Hiwa, somebody. Here we have proper noun, also proper noun. Now, suppose we want to take what a pronoun, يعني preposition. When we say the MP ممكن it includes what. So now there is also a point, a connector, and a very important, a good point. No, I mean, why did I delete هذا الفور سيل يعني؟ Why did I delete it؟ ليش أنا حذفت هذا الفور سيل؟ يعني الآن سيل، كلمة سيل للبيع بفروشتين for sale للبيع for بفروشتين. Why did I يعني الآن here also we have to stop at this. Now what about كلمة للبيع إلى البيع؟ ها بالعربي يعني للبيع هكذا، هاي للبيع. هذا همينة فالنكتة همينة حلوة هذه. إلى البيع، إلى البيع، بس هما it has been shortened to للبيع. يعني الآن it is not clear، مش واضحة. It is not clear that this is now عندي preposition and I have article. يعني هذا صحيح هنا وهذا. بس what about مثلا for sale. يعني الآن what about where is the article here. هذا همينة this is the point. In Kurdish ممكن يعني نقول بومالاوا مثلا to the house مثلا to the house. هنا نقول بالعربي إلى البيت. هنا نقول ما بو مالاوا فو مالاوا بو مالا بو مالاوا. Here هاي dark. بو مالاوا إلى البيت. بو مالاوا زين. رايت. يعني هسه لاحظ الآن إلى البيت to the house بو مالوا. يعني الآن هسه الآن هاي syntactic rule which says that that a prepositional phrase consists of a preposition plus a proper noun. Okay, never mind. Plus a pronoun. It's okay. يعني حتى إن مثلا أقول له to him له sorry he أو he أو كتشيه he أو كتشيه he أو كتشيه لها. لاحظ شوف يعني ممكن أنا أكتب هذه له أقول to him له أو لها لهن لهم إلى آخره. هنا شلون أقول how do I say أقول he أو شوف كتشيه أو كتشيه. شوف لها ناهم لها أو كتشيه أو he أو كتشيه. هسه هذا I mean what I am after this يعني الآن what I want to say is that هذا الرول اللي هي هذا الام بي اللي هي here هنا اللي هي proper noun might include proper noun or pronouns or article plus noun. ها هسه هنا ممكن يعني by the way على فكرة يعني ممكن هسه الآن بعدين احنا راح ناخذ هذا إذا أخليت هكذا هذا between parentheses هذا this is also a very interesting point. يعني it might be just noun or it might be article plus what plus noun. من here when we said for sale يعني where is the article here. هنا يهمنا هذه this is also a point. يعني الآن هذا between parentheses which might be read إنه ممكن طبعا here in the book it is not written between parentheses but it can be when you put something between parentheses it means you can use it or you cannot. So this is also a very good point. هذه يعني Yule does not put it he says pronoun, he says proper noun and article plus noun. Maybe later on we are going to witness إنه لا we are going to amend this راح نغيرها هذه later on it's going to amend it يعني نعدلها هذه amend A-M-E-N-D as they amend a constitution مثل ما يعدلون الدستور an item in the constitution they amend it right. So now this is so now this rule preposition plus noun plus NP sorry well NP هذا includes what proper noun pronouns article plus noun and I said that article between parentheses later on we will find out. This idea of preposition plus noun it is just like the idea of figure 0 from 0 1 2 3 blah blah blah. We can make an unlimited numbers also from this. How many prepositional phrases can we make in any of these sentences? Unlimited number. So in the same way that figures can give us unlimited and infinite or unlimited numbers, so are syntactic rules, they give us an infinite number of sentences or phrases. Right, now let me move to something else.